Hey guys, welcome to episode 3 of Flixburg.
You know, we've been busy the past couple months. We've been working on a lot of projects. We also have our day jobs. We got bills to pay. We also worked on Pittsburgh Three Rivers Screenwriters Conference. It was back in May. We helped sponsor that. We learned a lot during those 3 days. We learned how to get your project out to the public. We learned about screenwriting, even how to pitch your script to producers in Hollywood.
We also met a lot of cool people. We actually hung out with Mike Patet and Alvaro Rodriguez, which are like 2 cool, super chill dudes. And Alvaro definitely knows how to party, don't you, buddy? What's up, guys?
Mike Patet, he's a writer. He works on epic rap battles. He actually just let us on his new podcast called Super Punk Radio. Super funny. It's a short podcast about fake radio commercials, kind of like the ones in Grand Theft Auto. So definitely check that out.
Alvaro wrote Machete, and he's actually working on a new movie now called Last Rampage. So we're actually pretty excited to look forward to that.
Yeah, and speaking of movies, Being Frank actually had a surprise showing at the Pittsburgh Uncut Film Festival. We saw a lot of awesome short films, met up with other filmmakers and actors here in Pittsburgh, so that was pretty cool.
Being Frank actually had 8 nominations with 3 wins.
Yeah, that was really exciting. A lot of people have been asking about Being Frank and they want to watch it. We can't release it publicly just yet, just because we're trying to get in some film festivals. So be patient with that. We'll keep you updated as we proceed.
So we're really excited for you to check out what's coming up soon. So without further ado, let's get this show on a roll.
Don't you mean show on the road?
It's roll. It doesn't matter. Just go.
I used to be able to meet girls in public, take them out to the park for a nice date. Not anymore. I'm a sufferer of MFFS, or morning fat face syndrome, a serious medical condition that plagues 1 out of every 2.5 men across the United States. It can be brought on by a diet of high sodium, hormonal fluctuation, even allergies, or even just the stress of knowing that when you wake up in the morning, you might look like Val Kilmer. I might look fine now, but because of all those things, my body retains fluids overnight. So if I bring a girl home, she's gonna have to see that in the morning. I'm just not willing to risk it anymore. If you are also a sufferer of MFFS, please call your doctor now. There could be hope.
Man, I'd hate to be that guy. I try to avoid a fat face at all costs, unlike this Pillsbury Doughboy looking dude Frankel next to me.
First of all right, that was a difficult time of my life, so you, all right? And you know what? I'm aware of it. It's happened. I'm not gonna let that happen ever again, all right? So all you fat-faced people out there, all right? There's hope out there, okay? There's hope. Don't let this guy kill it, because there's a lot of things you can do, okay? Number 1, you gotta listen up. Number 1, then you got, oh, and it's super simple.
No, Control-Alt-Escape. Yeah, and then, right. What? I don't know, that's why I hired you. I think it's a perfectly reasonable rate for hacking a broadcast. Look, Flixburg isn't even paying me anymore. They stopped sending the checks, so I'm not getting paid, you're not getting paid. So let's do the thing, and then money will come. Right? Oh, I'm on? Alright. Alright, everybody, press start, because today we're talking about some video games. Video game movies, to be exact. With movies like Warcraft and Assassin's Creed slated to come out this year, it's hard not to approach them with a little bit of apprehension. Much like comic book movies of old, film adaptations of video games have quite the muddled past. But with nerd culture finding its footing in the mainstream, comic book movies have made a serious comeback, hopefully with video games not too far behind. See, back in the day, a movie studio could buy the rights to a video game simply for the name attached to it. Case in point, Super Mario Bros. Talk about a movie that did everything wrong. I mean, the main fault of Super Mario Bros. Movie was the attempt to justify and ground the ridiculousness of the Mario world in reality. I mean, the movie was clearly just a cash grab made to capitalize on the success of the game franchise. A cash grab that ultimately failed because the box office take barely made up for half of its $48 million budget. But many film buffs, myself included, believe that the universal panning of Super Mario Bros., which happened to be one of Hollywood's first attempts to bring a video game to the big screen, kinda killed the market for video game movies, with many critics believing that video games simply just wouldn't translate to the silver screen. You look at this shit and you tell me it doesn't translate. I mean, let's just get Joe Kosinski to direct some video game movies. He directed half of those and they're just trailers. Even with successful game movie franchises like Resident Evil, the adapted work takes such a huge departure from the source material, save from a few references here and there, that it alienates a large part of the game's fandom, which is ultimately the target demographic. Which doesn't really make sense, they're just kind of shooting themselves in the foot. It was the same story with comic book movies. I mean, not until comic book publishers started getting involved did we start getting quality superhero movies. No, come on, seriously. That's not better. Try again. Thank you. The same is proving true of the video game film market, with game publishers such as Blizzard and Ubisoft producing films based on their own games, rather than just selling the film rights. We're finally starting to see movies that live up to the franchises they're based on. Hopefully these films will start reversing the trend of poorly adapted video games. Personally, I think they're just the beginning of a promising future for the genre. Only the sands of time will tell. Get it, like the Prince of Persia movie? God, that was awful. Even Disney couldn't save that one. Here's hoping us gamers will finally get some movies to be excited about. I'll catch you guys next time. Until then, I'm Tim Snow. This has been Tim's Pirate Broadcast for Flixburg, and I'm saying game over for now. Ooh, what about a film adaptation of a video game adaptation of a comic book? Superman 64, anybody? Flying through hoops this summer. No, I'm done. Just shut off the thing.
So she said 20 for the handy, and I was like, you know what? I'll just give you 50 and let's just call it a deal. But yeah, so that's all I had to say about that, okay?
All right, well, with that out of the way, up next, we're going to be taking a tour of our friend Sean's workshop. He's a local artist here in Pittsburgh, right after a few words from our sponsor. Jesus Christ.
Hello, I'm Angel Martinez, here to talk to you about morning fat face. A growing epidural in the United States, MFFS, affects 7 out of 5 people. You may not even know that you're being affected by it, but we do have a cure, and we're here to tell you about it.
You know, chubby faces can be really funny, but morning fat face syndrome is no joke. I myself am a chronic sufferer of MFFS, and it plagues 1 out of every 2.5 men across the country. At first, I didn't think there was anything I could do about it. I'd meet a new girl at a bar, take her home for the night, and we'd spend a beautiful evening together. When we woke up in the morning, everything would change. She'd see my fat face and go, "Oh, why is your face so big?" I'd be like, "It's just morning fat face syndrome. It'll go away in a few hours. You don't have to worry about it." She'd be like, "It doesn't look like it's going away." And I'd just get so angry that she would leave.
Don't hide in shame anymore. You're not alone in your battle against morning fat face. Here at McCleary's, our serum for MFFS will cure what ails you. You're not alone in your battle. Many celebrities are also plagued by morning fat face. This includes, but is not limited to, Val Kilmer, Haley Joel Osment, and Franklin Carpio. Let us help make that face less fat.
You know, those days really were the worst. But now, since I've found out about McCleary's face serum, everything's changed. Just a small application every morning prevents morning fat face from even starting.
Ask your doctor if McCleary's face serum is right for you. Because the fact of the matter is, you don't have to fantasize about a less fat face ever again. Side effects may include, but are not limited to, constipation, nausea, diarrhea, upset stomach, achy fingernails, temporary blindness, dizziness, dry mouth, increased sweating, inflated earlobes, loss of eyelashes, weight fluctuation, desire to wear a fedora, stuttering, chronic flatulence, extreme toe knuckle hair growth, uncontrollable drooling, testicle shrinkage, and temporary shingles.
Pick yourself up a canister of McCleary's Fat Face Serum today and knock out that fat face!
yeah, McLeary, you see, it's a lifesaver. I'm telling you, I swear by it. Look at it. Anyway, Sean's a buddy of ours. We went to college with him. I actually worked with him for a bit back in the day.
Yeah, Sean's been actually kicking ass with his artwork all over the city. We actually sent Matt, our sound guy, to go check him out.
So hopefully it doesn't suck.
It's gonna.
Probably.
Salute to the pioneers, true soldiers at ease, crown is here. Domestic and foreign.
Welcome back, Flixburgers. I'm Matt, the sound guy. We're here with Sean?
Sean Coffee.
Sean Coffee from Sean Coffee Shop. What's your
coffee
place
shop,
called
sir.
again? Where are we? So we're here at the coffee shop with the owner, Sean Coffee. Delicious coffee, by the way.
Thank you.
It's not an actual coffee shop. It is a digital
Design and art studio.
Art studio. He is a local artist here in Pittsburgh, and he owns his own business. Can you tell me a little bit about what you do?
Well, I specialize in doing metal artwork. I take recycled pieces of steel from the area and I use chemicals, simple as water, from as complicated as lenic acid, which is basically just steel blackener used in everyday metal fabrication. But I use those different processes to create patinas on steel. Sometimes I use a little paint to add color because rust is only really one color, but I create intricate pieces of fine artwork with it, you know. We do some custom fabrication on the side, but mainly I would like to stick to the artwork. But, you know, if somebody has an idea, I'm not scared to help them develop it.
Have we seen your artwork anywhere around the city here?
If you're ever driving down Penn Avenue in the Garfield area, I helped the Daily Bread boys there develop and design a one-of-a-kind billboard. It's basically just their old dance floor that was weathered from different parties and promotional events, and we weatherproofed that and slapped it on the side of the wall for them. So if you're ever driving down Penn Avenue, you can see that on your left-hand side.
Oh, that sounds awesome. Why don't we take a look at your studio and some of your artwork and show us what you're gonna make for us?
Awesome, let's go. But so I haven't seen you on Flixburg before.
Oh yeah, man. I don't know what they told you, but they're a little low on the budget right now, so they have me doing sound and interviews right now. Like, see, you know what I mean? Like, they're pieces of shit. They barely even pay me.
Working you to the bone.
I don't get paid.
Well, this is the shop. This is where I make most of the interesting things that you can find on my website, www.coffeeshop.com. We're gonna make the Flixburg people an awesome little sign for them to hang up wherever they want to in their studio. But this is their logo that we will be putting on this piece of steel here. Remember, kids, safety first.
Well, thanks a lot for having us in your studio here at the coffee shop. It's been a pleasure. Back to you, Flixburg.
So Sean's finishing up that piece for us. We're gonna reveal an episode later on down the road.
Episode 4.
We had a lot of fun at the coffee shop and learned some stuff too. Unfortunately, you guys couldn't see all the dope ass shit he had there to offer. So you're gonna check out his website with all the info links below.
Yeah, and thanks again for tuning in and watching. If you have anything cool that you think should be on a show, hit us up because we're always here to promote local art and talent. We're actually going to be taking orders for our t-shirts and hats soon, so definitely check that out because we're working on some new designs also for the ladies.
Also for the ladies.
Yeah.
So as always, follow, like, share, and keep an eye out for special updates coming soon, episode 4.
Watch out. Bye.
Bye.
You're gonna do anything stupid?
Why would I?
Because that's what you just do. I don't know. That's what you do. Yep, that was it. And it's still going.
Get some.